on the audience.
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Open Day. My name is Rati. I'm the Department Manager for the Department of Accounting. With me is Dr. Aldonio Pereira, our Deputy Head of Department, and Shay, who's one of our lovely students. I'll bring it over to Dr. Aldonio Pereira now to give you a presentation about accounting and creating your global future. Over to you, Aldonio.
Thank you, Rati, for the welcome. Before we begin, I wish to acknowledge the peoples of the Kulin Nations on whose land we are gathered today. I pay my sincere respects to the elders, past and present. Now, today I really want to talk to you about accounting and why accounting is exciting and what opportunities are there to study accounting at Monash University. As you can see, it's about creating your own global future. And that is because accounting really is a sort of a passport that allows you to use a language, the language of business, to take you places around the world. So really, it's a great option, and that's what I want to talk to you about today. Now, in my presentation, I will begin by talking about why accounting is a great choice. And secondly, I'll tell you how you can study that. And then I'll come back in the end and talk about some career options you have available for you should you choose to study accounting, or at least some aspects of accounting. Now, before we proceed with some of these explanations to why accounting is important and why it's a great choice, I'd like to begin by effectively just giving you a bit of a fact, and that's that about 1/3 of all listed companies and the CEOs of listed companies in Australia, the top 200, have some form of accounting background. And that tells us something about the significance of the discipline of accounting in terms of creating a foundation for developing a career that leads you to high places in industry, clearly, with the ASX 200 firms. Now, what is accounting and why is accounting such a great choice? Accounting has been said to be the language of business, and in a way it is, because what it does is create you or offer you a way of understanding how business work. And without that knowledge of how the business works, it makes it very difficult for you to be part of the conversation that takes place within organizations. Organizations have to deal with resources and to manage resources in ways that are efficient and effective. And part of that, a big part of that, is to have solid information, and accountants are able to understand that information. So that's absolutely critical. Now, accountants do many things in businesses and beyond, not just in business. They also work in the not-for-profit sector, and they can also work in the public sector. So accountants really have a range of different opportunities out there. But what they really do is they measure resources and the resource consumption. They record transactions. They allow the allocation of resources to different activities so that the business and the organizations in general can attain their goals. So accountants really play a vital role in enabling these organizations to move towards an avenue of success. Now, accountants, because of this capability and this understanding that they have of how business operate, they play a very important role in how businesses develop. And so their role within organizations typically is of high strategic value. So you would see that in organizations, you will see that management accountants and accountants in generally sit at the table where the big decisions, the strategic decisions are being made. So accounting, in a way, is really a foundation that enables people to go places, and it plays a very important role in society. So that's sort of a brief introduction as to why accounting is really so important. And accounting, you would say, is virtually everywhere in society, from public sector to business. Now, why would you want to study accounting at Monash? Why would that be a good avenue for you to pursue? Now, Monash, of course, is a leading university in the world. And apart from the University Business School within the university, is one of 1% worldwide that has what we call the Triple Crown accreditation. It is created by the AACSB, by EQUIS, and by AMBA. And very, very few business schools in the world have been able to succeed in having this triple stamp of accreditation as a business school. That's a phenomenal achievement. In terms of our research, the Department of Accounting is ranked above world standard. And so the academics that we find at Monash University in the Department of Accounting are leading in their fields. They are at the forefront of research. Many of them have industry experience and practice, and therefore they are enabled to not only to develop excellent research, but also to conduct, provide excellent teaching experience to our students. By studying at Monash, you will obviously acquire a foundational know-how in accounting, and some of these will involve, the procedures of accounting, and that's inevitable. But also it's about information systems and the new developments in analytics. That's part of our trainings at Monash. You also will develop a range of work-ready skills, meaning that you won't only be competent from a technical standpoint, you also become very competent from a range of different skills, such as the ability to articulate your ideas in a clear way, to analyze problem and to problem solve, to communicate, to relate with others, to play and work with teams. All of those skills are of extreme importance. We know that. Our employers tells us that when we engage with them. Our advisory board tells us that that's of extreme importance. And so in our training, really, we are preparing our students for a future where a range of skills of beyond the technical ones are being developed in our students. And so from that perspective, we are creating a solid foundation so that our graduates are able to perform exceptionally well when they reach industry. In addition to this, there are a number of industry-based experiences that we provide our students in terms of opportunities for them to do placements and internships, and that counting towards their studies. And that's one very important way for our graduates to develop and to apply the things that they learn in the classroom in a real world scenario. So we'd say that all in all, we have a great place, great university, a great department, and then our programs are of great quality in terms of the range of skills, the breadth of skills that they provide our students. Plus, in addition to doing single degrees, you can also do a range of double degrees and various options that you can take. So it's a place of choice. It's a place of flexibility. It's a great place to study from that point of view. So how would you study accounting at Monash? There are a range of different ways this can be achieved. There are what some we call the comprehensive degrees, like the Bachelor of Business and Bachelor of Commerce and the Bachelor of Business Administration. And then we have, and the Bachelor of International Business as well. And we have then the specialist degrees like the Bachelor of Accounting, and I'll explain that in more detail shortly. In addition to these undergrad degrees, we also offer a multitude of double degrees. We offer also a Master of Professional Accounting and the Master of Accounting, and these are part of our postgrad studies, as well as the doctoral program with a specialization in accounting. In terms of our undergrad study options, you can study accounting as part of a comprehensive degree. And what it means is that you're doing a Bachelor of Accounting or a Bachelor of, a Bachelor of Business or a Bachelor of Commerce. That's a comprehensive degree. And within that, you will do 8 units of study. This way, you'll do about 1/3 of your study by focusing in accounting-related subjects. And this will enable you to look into financial accounting, to management accounting, to auditing, corporate finance, and financial analysis. So that's a major, that's a specialization within a comprehensive degree. Then we have the Bachelor of Accounting. That's a specialist degree. And this is the one where you start from day one with a decision that you wish to become, an accountant in the future. You perhaps want to become a member of one of the professional bodies that accredit our degrees. And so this entails a higher level of specialization, meaning you will learn the foundations you had, the same level you would have had in a comprehensive, plus additional units of study. So you have a much greater depth of knowledge in accounting if you do a specialist degree. Then we have the Bachelor of Business Administration, which offers the accountancy major, and which is similar to the accounting major, and varies from the previous ones in that it is offered at our Peninsula campus, and also, as you would have seen on the screen, it has a slightly lower ATAR, indicative ATAR. There's also the Bachelor of International Business, which from 2022 will be offered at Caulfield, and this is where you have a number of electives that can be studied within this particular degree. Now, those are effectively the various options we have to study accounting within Monash. To wrap up, now we'll think about, I've talked about why accounting is a great area of study, and I've talked about the options, how you get there. This is what will come after you finish your studies and you put that excitement into practice. And so here we have on the screen a number of different options for careers in accounting. Some of this can become involved in business advisory, could be in forensic accounting, could be involved in measuring acquisitions, could be involved in control and performance measurement. It could involve risk management. It could be involved in the public sector, not-for-profit sector. There's a range of different careers that you, with an accounting major or an accounting degree, can pursue as you move forward into the profession, into industry. We also have a number of different opportunities for you to develop your skills at Monash. So we have the internship and industry project. That's one option to get more practical skills. All of our degrees offer professional accreditation, and that means once you've completed our degrees, you can transition into a professional body. There's a range of opportunities for you to do activities at Monash that will develop a number of skills, clubs, volunteering, competitions, and so forth. And finally, there's the option to do some of your study overseas as part of your studies. So there's plenty of opportunities for you to make your skills and take your competencies to the next level. There's a lot more that can be said and to be offered, and I invite you to come up to the accounting booth where you'll find people who will be willing, prepared to provide some more answers. But before then, we're here to help you out with any question you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Aldonio. If you can sort of stop sharing your screen so we can see all of us. Thank you very much. We'll start off with a question to our student, Shay. In your experience, is VC accounting very different from uni accounting? I know that's a big question, but you've got 3 years of experience with studying at a university, so please go ahead.
First year accounting is very similar to VC accounting. However, the second you get to like second and third year, it's very different. I've found that the later year units are usually a lot more interesting than VC accounting, as VC accounting kind of just covers the basic. That being said, you don't have to have done VC accounting to understand first year accounting. It does help, but it's not really necessary, and you do go into a lot more depth even in first year accounting. Sorry.
Okay, and so I guess your experience transitioning from VC to first year was a comfortable one?
Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. So I guess, Aldonio, this is a question, sort of, Shay has sort of touched on this, but another question is, does it matter that I haven't done any accounting in school?
Not really. Our degrees are laid out in various different ways. And so the way it's set up, they don't work on the assumptions that you have studied accounting in your avenue towards the university. You have to have done a comprehensive maths, which is specialist maths, which is a requirement, and whatever are requirements. But accounting is not a prerequisite for admission to a degree that offers that avenue. So you would not be at disadvantage. There's a means of getting up to speed, in other words, in your first year. And if you really were not sure, you can even do, a more comprehensive unit like accounting for managers, kind of foundation, before you were to lead up into the first year accounting, which would be the more official, the one part of the accounting major. So the answer is, there is no reason to worry about at all not having completed year 12 accounting, because you would catch up at uni.
Excellent, thank you. And so just again, sorry, it's another question that's come through. How much of year 12 accounting do you actually use in first year?
look, I think Shay has actually put it in a nice way when she said that what you do in year 12 helps with everything you do in your first year accounting, the unit part of the degree, but then it takes you further. And so nothing that you've learned in year 12 would go to waste, but everything that when you come to university, that knowledge kind of, if you already have done that, that's great. You kind of revise and you find yourself in a comfortable position. Then at one point, you start learning new things that you haven't learned before. And so you're being extended, you take to more depth, to more detail, to more areas of complexity. And that's where you start. If you've done in year 12, you start feeling the challenge. If you have not done the year 12, as I said, because it builds up to that level, you have the opportunity and certainly the time to succeed the same way.
Excellent. So we have another question about courses. It's a good one. If I want to major in accounting and finance at the end of the day, what is the difference between the double degrees? For example, what is the difference with a Bachelor of Business and Bachelor of Banking and Finance versus the Bachelor of Business and Bachelor of Accounting?
Okay, now, if you were to do the combined two specialist degrees, of course, you already from the day one made the decision as to where you would want to major. Now, it may not, the specialist degrees have more limited options in terms of double degrees. So if you do a Bachelor of Accounting, it takes a greater part of your study. So if you think about the years being 1/3 of sort of foundations of the core, 1/3 of a major in accounting and 1/3 for electives. When you think about that's being a major comprehensive degree, when you go to a specialist like the Bachelor of Accounting, you would have about 12 or about half of your study would be related to a specialization in accounting. And so the opportunity for you to do a combination will be much smaller. So in going back to the question, so if you wanted to do a bachelor or a major in accounting and major in banking and finance, which is a fantastic choice, it's probably best if you were to do it within the comprehensive degrees than if you were to do it within the specialist, because you probably won't be able to fit the two together.
Excellent, thank you. All right, we've got quite a few here about IT. How is IT impacting the role of an accountant?
That's a fascinating question. It's very topical at the minute, particularly the issue of accounting analytics, which has been embedded to great considerable extent in our accounting offerings. So if you were to do an accounting study in accounting, you would necessarily have to complete what we call accounting information systems, which provides some of that knowledge. You would also have to have engaged with an accounting software, and that's part of your learning and development, which is not part of accounting systems. And from 2022, which is when you would be joining us, hopefully, 2021, I should say, there will be an additional accounting analytics offered at the undergraduate level. So there's going to be plenty of opportunity for our students to have direct experience in dealing with key software, like we currently use Xero as the platform, but we've used in the past Mayob, and there has been, this can vary a little bit, but they have certainly been in contact with accounting software, but more broadly with accounting systems, and even more broadly with accounting analytics, which is about using a range of different tools to make information valuable for decision makers. So there's going to be, across the study, numerous opportunities to develop competency in IT and IT-related subjects, to make sure that when you complete your studies, you are as work ready as you can possibly be coming out of university.
Excellent, thank you. We have a pretty broad question that's come up. I think you're going to enjoy answering this one, Aldonio. What can I do as an accountant?
Let me ask another one. What can you not do? Look, as I probably was very brief on that, but accountants really offer many opportunities, exciting opportunities. I mean, I am, I have an accounting qualification. I'm a deputy head of department. Well, you could become a CEO, could become a CEO, could become, a simple accountant, could be an auditor. You could be involved in business advisory, advising companies in terms of their investments. You could be traveling around the world doing performance evaluations for different business units. You could be involved in forensic accounting and working for the police, trying to investigate, dodgy businesses. You could work in a not-for-profit organization, helping, charities around the world, helping their programs to become more sensible in how the information is being used. You could be involved in data analytics within the organization, meaning you would be using information from a number of different sources, some from accounting, but not only accounting, from social media and so forth, to make meaningful information so that decision makers can use. So, I mean, I could keep going. I could say more. You could become an auditor, could become, a management accountant or a cost accountant or a budgeting. Really, there are so many different options. It's really, I really mean it. There are multiple options for careers in accounting or people who have an accounting knowledge, given the knowledge, the understanding of the business that comes with that qualification. So I hope this gives a feel for the many options that are out there, but I'm happy to elaborate more. If you have additional questions, you please ask and I'll be happy to answer them.
Great. Thank you so much, Aldonio. Thank you so much, Shay. We've come to the end of our Q&A. I really hope that we managed to answer your questions and satisfy your curiosity. If you have any further questions, we have a lot of fabulous people in our chat who are more than happy to help. So please stop by and say hello. I really hope you've enjoyed this presentation and our live Q&A, and I wish you a very good evening. Enjoy your open day. Thank you.